Hi everyone, this is Diane. I am coming on with a project progress video showing how I made this loaded envelope for a swap that I'm in. And what I did was I used a 12 by 12 piece of paper and I measured it. I didn't cut the strip off here, but I pointed at 6, or I make a tick at 6 and then I go this way and make another tick at 6. And then I just fold the sides to meet that point. I fold it up. And in this case, I folded it down this side because I wanted it to be strong. You can fold it this way, but I didn't want to have anything interfere with the design I wasn't sure I was going to make, but I didn't know what I was going to do to decorate the front, but I didn't want it interfering because it's this white piece of paper. So for this strip here, I used Scrap Diva's little ribbon die, and to extend it, I just die cutted it to this point, then I fitted it on, and then I die cut it this way so I could have a longer strip. This is the size it normally is, and this is what I was going to use at first. And although it probably would work, I thought the blue was just a little too much. But now that I'm looking at it, I kind of like it. So maybe I will use this. Well, I've already got this done, so. But this is pretty. Maybe I'll use it on something else. I'm just going to set that aside. And then I got this die from Temu, and it's just a flag die because I don't really have 4th of July dies. So I did pick up this. I actually picked up 3, so I'm going to use 2 as gifts. The other die that I used was the poppy flower from KF's Craft. And this, I don't know what it was called. It looks like fireworks. And this is also from KF's Craft. That made these 2 flowers. This is Scrap Diva's ribbon die. And then I used the sticker sheet from the Echo Park pack. This is the 4th of July Echo Park. No, this paper is not. This is the Close to My Heart paper. But the pack that I'm using is close to my Echo Park 4th of July. I did use these stickers from their sticker pack. And this paper here was cut off a strip that I used on another piece of paper. And I just cut it thin enough to fit in here. So this is basically kind of, oh, and I used KF's Crafts little angel die. And these little hearts are from Scrap Diva's little heart jelly bags. And so I did put some tulle on the back. And I do have some red tulle, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with the red tulle, but I got it out just in case. I do want to layer this up, so I thought I would just layer it up with you. I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to do, but you know, when you take everything off, it's not set in stone. So, oh, and I used this little flag from Scrap Diva, also the hello. And these stars are just nesting stars. And what I did was I cut out some in foam, and then I just tried the different colors until I found a color I liked for the center of the flower. And I thought the red went best with these, so that's what I used. And so right now I'm going to glue on this ribbon, and then I'm going to cut it down to size. So I am going to, I think I had it kind of figured out. Yeah, right there. So I'm going to glue this, but I want the rosette to line up with it. So in order to do that, I need to make sure I am sitting it above the rosette. So I want the rosette to be about right there. So that means I'm going to start putting this down on the paper about right here. And if it's a little higher, it's not a big deal, but if it's lower, It could be. So I'm just going to go with a little design here and see that it's kind of even. Actually, I could have done with my ruler too, just to make sure it's even. And it is not. So let me pull it down just a hair. There we go. And you might think this is kind of anal, and it probably is, but I like things to look even, or it just, it just takes away. I don't know what else to explain it. It just messes with my eyeball. All right, so I'm going to use scissors and get this cut down. And of course I'm left-handed, so I can't always have to turn everything backwards or upside down, or I don't want to cut the envelope. All right, there we go. So that's cut down. And I'm going to put this one on, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with this, but I kind of want to use it just to give it a little bit more oomph. Maybe I'll just scrunch it up and put it this way. Maybe that's what I'll do. So I'm going to just put some hot glue here. And then I have a little finger that I use. Let's see, I want the bigger point up, so I'm going to just gently fan it out just a little, pull it down, do whatever I need to do to before the glue dries, and try to get it where I want it. This one I want a little over, so I'm going to glue just a little that way. This is a silicone a silicone full finger that I got from Dollar Tree. Okay, so that looks okay. I did kind of round the edges off on the white, so I think I'll do that here too, just so it's not so prickly, so sharp, and it looks a little bit more rounded. All right, and I want to make sure that I have enough space for the flowers, so I'm going to glue this on now. And I did leave the hole on this rosette just a little wider so I could get a bigger rosette. And this little thing, I want it over here. And I definitely wanted this on. Oops, I might have not turned the rosette. There we go. I wanted it just a little bit at an angle. All right. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to put in here, if anything at all, in the middle. So I've kind of left that blank and leaving my options open. So here we go. And then if I come across something I really want on there, I have the option to do it or to leave it blank. I'm not really sure. So now we'll just play around with these flowers until I get them kind of where I want them. I might put some up, some down. No, I'll put it down. And then I have this flower to play with, and I thought I had another one. I did, but I don't know where it went to. Oh, here it is. Okay. And then I kind of wanted this in the background also. And these little stars, I was just going to put And then I had another little star, but I don't know where it went to. This is how I craft. I lose things. Right in front of my eyes, I can lose whatever. There it is. I can just lose it. I don't know how I do it, but I do it. All right, so I kind of think I want the white star up a little bit more. I think pretty much that's about the way I think I'm going to do it. I had these little leaves just to bring out the colors, you know, just to give it some pop. And I think that's about how I want to do it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, I bought this great big roll of pink tape from the Happy Crafter Shop, and I bought these also. Now these are just the little squares, but the pink, it seems, now that I have it, and it seems like I always scrap in pink, I'm not really using the pink, but I do want to pop up, some of this stuff. So I think I showed you before, I use these mounting squares from the dollar store, and I just cut out a corner, and it just leaves it in here nice and neat. My other tip is, when I'm cutting these in half, I leave it on the paper, and I use these Dollar Tree scissors because they can get all crappy, and if I can't clean them off, I can just throw them away. But I find if you leave it on the paper when you cut them, it doesn't mess up your scissors, and it doesn't stick, and they're just perfect. So in case you want that tip, you can try it. The squares are not that expensive, and you do get quite a few, and I need to pick up some more, but I just haven't. So I did make a loaded bag, and then I found out that, or I just read the whole swap wrong. I thought it was supposed to be a loaded bag. It wasn't. It's supposed to be a loaded envelope. Oh, I'm old. That's my only excuse is that I am old, and I hear things, I say things wrong. I hear things and think things wrong. I don't know. I don't know if it's old age or what. All right, so I'm going to pop up this, but I am going to put a little bit of hot glue on it because it's got to go through the netting. And I want it to go through. And I need to stick this on too before we get started anymore. Because I want this glued down. I think if I had more time, if I'm making any more stuff, I don't know, but I was thinking I should cut it a couple of times. I wanted the silver just to kind of cut down on the gold, but I think it would look cute if I cut it in blue, or wait, not blue, white, then cut this in red, and then cut this in blue, and I can make it red, white, and blue, but I haven't gotten that far. It's just an idea. So all right, so I'm going to stick this down, and this will be over here, but I think I'll stick this down first. And the reason why I'm doing these layering type of videos is because I know people have problems layering, and they tell me they have problems layering, or they like seeing people layer things. I have a really easy time layering things when it's a big project like this. I'm sorry, I'm not in screen. If it's a smaller project like tags, really intimidated me because it was so small. But I've kind of worked myself out of that a little bit now. Whoops, I want to put this one. And now it's not so bad for me. Although they're still not my favorite thing to do. But I have come to find out that I can do it. It's just not the flower arrangements. I love doing this. I love doing like a flower arrangement type of thing. That is my favorite. And I really enjoy it. And I can layer on big projects. It's just for some reason on these smaller projects I cannot. I don't know. Okay, so this one looks like it needs to be popped up a little bit more than normal. So in that case, I save my little styrofoams from my cutouts when I do shakers. I think I probably want it a little thinner. And then I use these to build it up instead of wasting my mounting squares with mounting tape. So that's what I do when I need to build it a little higher, and I think that's what I need to do here because this flower needs to stand up a little bit more. Just like that. So first I'm going to go to the flower, and I want to make sure that's on nice and sturdy. And if your glue gun if the glue is pretty hot, it does give you a little bit of wiggle room in the very beginning, but then you need to make sure you're pretty much set where you want to go. And there you go, that's that side. All right, so we'll build up this side, and I do know, see, I was thinking maybe one of these little stars would go in here, but it's a little too wide. And I do have these itty bitty little flowers here that I can stick there.